We're catching up with David from Crytek here to talk about the climb, and it's a game where the title really says it's all. It's all about climbing, and that is something that is very it's very fitting for a VR title, I feel, because it's something that maybe not all of us will ever experience to the fullest, but it's something that we can do with VR. Is that sort of the thinking that went into sort of when coming up with the concept?
So when we first started doing VR, we were trying to explore just the core. What can we do? What can we not do well in VR? And when we came across different forms of motion, one of them was climbing, and it immediately resonated with all of us. And then we said, well, if we can do climbing, that's something that is a dream of a lot of people. Let's see what it feels like. We started building it. It started feeling really good, really exciting. And it came together into a product, and we got more and more excited by it. And it really does provide that promise to people, that it fulfills that promise to people that if you want to go climbing in Southeast Asia or in the Alps, here you go. Here's a way to do that without having to buy a plane ticket to get there and without taking that risk of, oh, what if I fall?
You can experience the fall as well in the game.
Absolutely, yeah. And you can do it without, so I have children now. So for me to go, free solo rock climbing, probably not something I should do. Can do it now. That's fantastic.
It is cool because a lot of VR experiences are that, they're experiences, but this is very much a game. This is something where the mechanics are really important as well. Can you talk us through how you implemented those and how you try and simulate that sort of very difficult climbing experience?
So it is a simulation, but not a literal one-to-one simulation, because we have information about your head, and through your head we can extrapolate to your hands. And so we know that part of your body, but we don't know about your feet and your legs, which are really important in true rock climbing, right? So can we extrapolate enough information from the heads and hands to make an exciting, thrilling experience? The answer was yes, we could. And once we started doing that, it all fell together. It all came together really, really well. So when we were first doing it, we went purely with chalking the hands and saying that every grip that you made was a loss of chalk. And that was good. And for people who wanted to do more of a tourist mode, it worked pretty well, where I just want to explore and look at this beautiful scenery. And that's one type of gameplay. And that's more experiential. And then we said, let's make the game aspect. Let's make the competition, the self-competition, and then also the competition between players. And so we added a mechanic, a stamina mechanic, where each hand has strength. And if you hold with one hand, it gets tired over time until it lets go. So you need to get the other hand up. Or if you have two hands, no problem. You can be a tourist with two hands. Look around, it won't get fatigued. That turned it from very casual into still very accessible and casual, but now with an option for those who want to be competitive and really push themselves. And they have to manage that system of like, how long can I hold here? Oh, let me get that grip there. Let me jump there. Because all of a sudden you're paying attention to how long have I been holding onto this grip.
I tried the game with the controller. Are you looking into sort of motion controllers as well?
Yeah, we're going to be supporting future controlling options. Right now, though, we wanted to make sure we absolutely had a solution that felt really good with that base platform. People who buy the headset, they're going to get a controller. We know that. So with that purchase, they have all the tools they need to have a really great climbing experience. And then the touch controllers is another layer that is a different experience, but still very, very true to climbing. So.
Yeah, it feels like it's a good marriage between climbing and having that sort of control of your hands.
It is. So, I mean, one of the first challenges was like, if we're going to climb, how do we get your hand information? Because just that controller has no information, definitely not three-dimensional information. It just has on-off. Well, when you squeeze a trigger and you're holding onto a controller, it feels like you're grabbing something. Oh, well, that works. Well, now how do we know where to grab? And we very quickly figured out that if people want to grab something, they look at it. And the moment you look at it and you grab, wow, this actually starts to feel intuitive. And we get lots of people who say, well, this seems really weird, and they haven't tried it yet. Were you one of those people?
I mean, the thing is that it took me a little bit to get into it. Like, you have to get used to the idea of that I'm actually aiming with where I'm looking, and then I need to sort of also figure out that I gotta keep at least one hand
at least
on the
one hand
wall.
on the rock at all times, exactly. So I think what we've experienced from our testing and for the large number of people we've put through the climb is that traditional gamers overthink it. They start thinking how to right away. It's much more mechanical for them. Which button do I push? Or they're used to doing that controller thing. For people who are more casual or non-gamers who've never done, especially never done VR, they don't question it. They start looking around, their hands move. They go, oh, got it, right. And within seconds they acclimate. So the gamers tend to go, oh, what's the gaming gimmick? What's the control? I need to go up, up, down, left, right. What do I need to do? Oh, no, you need to look and grab. Oh, I got it. So like you said, there's an accommodation period more so for gamers, and then very, very quickly you forget that and it just goes away. So you start climbing within about, probably by the first checkpoint, you've got the core mechanics and you're still thinking as a gamer about, okay, well, what can I do with this? And then by the first platform, you're totally forgotten the mechanics and you're just climbing. Now, how do I go faster? How do I make jumps? How do I get on, how do I beat the score that I just did? So.
Cool. In terms of the scope of the title and launch, etc., what are you aiming for with that in terms of environments and when are you launching?
Well, it is a launch window. When the hardware comes out, relatively within that very short period of time after the first hardware appears, it appears as well. Not a precise date yet, but it's in that launch window. And as far as the content for it, we've shown 2 environments so far. We've had Southeast Asia, which is, we have a training wall where you learn to play. And then we've got Southeast Asia with easy, medium, and expert. And then we have the Alps, which we're showing now, which also has 3 different mountains: easy mountain, a medium mountain, and an expert. And it's important to know that these are actually separate, handcrafted experiences for them. And then we're building other content now, but we're not yet committing to how many future contents there will be. Right now, there's 1 more coming at least. So.
Okay, so the climb is coming to Oculus Rift very soon after launch. Thank you so much for your time.
Very much. Yes, thank you.